Hello there guys, and welcome back to 100% Chelsea for my review of the Chelsea 2, Everton 1 game in the Carabao Cup, in the League Cup. Like I said, won the game 2-1. Perfect, can't really complain. Getting straight into the review, starting off with a lineup. And I basically got it spot on, except that I didn't know Drinkwater was available. So if there would have been a press conference yesterday, I would have known and would have gotten the lineup spot on. But, you know, Drinkwater did start. So running you through it, Caballero in goal, Rudiger, Andreas Christensen and Gary Cahill is the three centre-backs, Davies Zappacosta and Kennedy is the two wing-backs. Like I said, Danny Drinkwater made his debut for Chelsea and coming back from his fairly long-term calf injury. Ethan Ampadu, the 17-year-old Welsh centre-mid, centre-back next to him in midfield. And the front three, like I predicted, Charlie Musonda, Willian and Michy Batshuayi. And the first 20 minutes was one of the most uneventful games I've ever seen. Almost boring, to be honest. No chances for either side. We had more possession, Everton set rather deep, but yeah, not much happened in the first 25 minutes. But then in the 26th minute, we made it 1-0. Through Antonio Rudiger, assisted by Charlie Musonda. We got a corner, William played it short to Musonda, who played in a very good cross to the far post, but Rudiger was completely on his own. The cross actually had a bit too much weight on it, and Rudiger did extremely well to get that on target because he had to lean back while in the air. The ball basically flew over the keeper into the side netting of the far post, which was obviously Rudiger's first goal for Chelsea, so obviously great. Only one more half-decent shot in the first half, 2 minutes through Zappacosta, when he was played through very nicely but put his effort into the outside of the side netting. And yeah, that was basically it in the first half. Like I said, very uneventful. Decent first half, good goal, some impressive performances, especially by Ampadu, Drinkwater and Zappacosta. But yeah, you know, fairly uneventful. Then in the second half, you know, Everton definitely started off the second half a little bit better. They had the first real chance in the 56th minute. When the ball was crossed in, the ball fell to Rooney just outside the 6-yard box, who tried to volley it, but thankfully put his volleyed effort straight at Caballero's chest, who came out of his goal very well. Good save, but he also obviously got a little bit lucky because he was just running out and basically the ball hit his chest. Just a minute later, a throw-in was played to Caballero, who was under a lot of pressure, had to just play it away as quickly as he could. Played it directly to an Everton player, but Caballero managed to sort his own mistake out himself, but basically kung fu kicking the ball out of play while he was inside the box. No idea why he didn't use his hands, but you know, it works, so I ain't complaining. And in the second half, Everton set the game up a lot rougher. You know, they were flying into tackles, you know, so many harsh fouls in the beginning of the second half. Some tackles a lot worse than what Cahill got sent off for in the first game against Burnley. And for some of them, the ref didn't even blow his whistle for. And that is, you know, that is what we're always on about. The consistency, FA. The consistency is just not there. The team seemed a little intimidated by how rough Everton were playing, and Everton took charge of the game, as then and then had another chance for them to equalise but put it over from inside the 6-yard box, or just outside the 6-yard box. Then in the 62nd minute, Danny Drinkwater came off for Cesc Fabregas. Very solid performance from Danny Drinkwater for his Chelsea debut, and obviously after coming back from that fairly long-winded injury, so you know, decent job from him. Then in the 67th minute, another very good save from Caballero, proving that he's a very good backup goalkeeper. And 2 minutes later, another very good save. They were just all over us during that period of the game. And Caballero, like I said, really proving that he's a very good backup keeper. On the counter then after that chance in the 69th minute, Willian completely missed it. A very decent chance from just inside the box. Completely scuffed the shot and put it straight into the, well, the stand basically. Then in the 70th minute, Charlie Musonda came off for Pedro. Charlie Musonda got the assist, but generally had a very quiet game. If he wants to start the games like he clearly wants to, if we look at his Instagram posts, he has to do better. He has to do better than that. He tried, he put his effort in, and that was right, and that was good. But, you know, if he wants to warrant a start in the Premier League, he has to do better than that. Then in the 78th minute, Batshuayi almost capitalised from a very poor back pass. He was basically in a sprinting battle with the defender, both sliding for the ball. Yeah, just a yard or two away from the post and the goal line. Jagielka actually managed to clear the ball out for a corner. Batshuayi slid straight against the post. Looked a painful one, but, you know, it was fine to carry on. Then in the 81st minute, Lookman for Everton hitting the bar with a very good strike. And we were just riding our luck during that, you know, that period, and basically a lot of the second half, to be honest. Then in the 84th minute, it was the end of the day for Batshuayi as he was replaced by Alvaro Morata. Like Musonda, he tried his hardest, but as usual for Batshuayi, it just wasn't happening for him. When he starts games against Premier League opposition, it just doesn't happen for him. He tried hard, he had one decent effort in the first half that got blocked, but, you know, probably would have gone in my opinion. You know, he was almost onto that, basically pull back pass just a few minutes before he got taken off. But like I keep saying, he's a very good, you know, super sub, but not the perfect striker to start a game. Then in the 92nd minute, we actually made it 2-0 through Willian. A very nice goal. 2 1-2s basically after each other between Fabregas and Willian to get from the corner flag up to almost the 6-yard box, inside obviously the 18-yard box. Willian then had the shot from a very tight angle and he went in from the inside of the far post. Very, very decent goal, just looked very nice. And basically straight from kickoff, in the 94th minute, Everton scored the 2-1 through calvert-lewin. Like I said, straight from kickoff. We were all over the shop at the back, you know, basically still celebrating the 2-0. And Everton somehow managed to stumble it into the back of the net. But yeah, that was it. 2-1, final score. And we're into the quarterfinals of the Carabao League Cup. So, you know, can't complain. Obviously, it was a little bit annoying that we couldn't keep that clean sheet at the end. But oh well. What matters is the win. But I think we have to start getting clean sheets again now because, you know, we couldn't see too many silly goals. But yeah, talking about the game overall a little bit more, obviously solid but boring first half, exciting second half. But, you know, not that great of a performance. Caballero with a few outstanding saves. Both goals scored from short corners, which is quite interesting. You know, it doesn't happen a lot, to be honest. I'm talking about a few players more individually. Caballero and Zappacosta, very impressive. Like I said, talking about Caballero's saves. Zappacosta on the ball, very good. His dribbling skills, his touch, very, very good. Some of his crosses, very good. He had a shot as well that just about got blocked, which looked quite dangerous. Defensively, although he wasn't challenged all too much, you know, he still had a decent performance. Also, Ampadu, obviously, I said already, in the first half, it was impressive. Especially in the first half, it was impressive. Like I said, he looked a little bit intimidated, but the roughness of Everton, especially early in the second half. But he still played the full 90 minutes against Everton, and he's only 17 years old. So, you know, very good from him. I hope we can see more of him in the future as well. Talking about Kennedy, he looked decent as well. Didn't have too much defensive work to do, and as a wingback, obviously, can't just steam forward and can't just focus on the attacking side of things. But he played the full game, looked decent, so as well, you know, fairly happy with that. Already mentioned Charlie Musonda, Michy Batshuayi quickly. They're both, you know, they have to do more in my eyes. If they want to be in the starting 11 every week, you know, they just have to do more in my opinion. They tried hard and the effort was spot on, as it should be, but, you know, it wasn't the greatest performance. And like I said with Danny Drinkwater, solid comeback and debut after a fairly long injury. His long passes and switches of play were very impressive. He's calm on the ball, and for the first time in a while, we actually had 2 Englishmen in the starting 11, which is obviously good as well. But yeah, that was really it for me. Like I said, first half, fairly boring, so, you know, just for that matter, the review isn't that long, you know, shorter than it usually is, and it's also just the League Cup. Like I said yesterday in a preview, I wouldn't have been all too upset if we lost, but we won, and that's great. So I'm happy, but yeah, that's it from me. Leave me all of your thoughts on the game down in the comment section below. Who was your man of the match? Who impressed you? Let me know what you thought about the youngsters that started and featured in the game. Would be quite interested to hear what you've got to say. Also, any other thoughts you have on the game, obviously down in the comment section below as well. Follow me on social media, last1507 on Instagram and Twitter. Massively appreciate that. Leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Don't forget to subscribe to 100% Chelsea. Massively do appreciate that as well. Thank you guys for watching. Up the Chelsea, into the quarterfinals, and I'll see you next time.